Hello and welcome to 18 WJTS in.form. We're going to be talking about visual arts at the Jasper Art Center, or the Tim Clark Cultural Center. Joining us in the studio is Kyle Rupert. Kyle is the Executive Director of Jasper Arts. And normally we talk about performances. Today we're going to talk a little bit about visual, and there is one performance we'll talk about. But first of all, let's talk about the visual art side of Jasper Arts.
Yeah, so we just released our 2022 exhibit schedule. So these are exhibits planned for the entire year. And we've got a very exciting lineup at the Cultural Center. Some staples, Youth Art Month, which features artwork from the area schools, area students will be on display again. The Patoka Valley Quilters Guild, this is one is really exciting. Normally, in the past, that has been an every other year exhibit. Last year's exhibit went so well that we invited them back again for a consecutive year, and they agreed to do that. And so we'll have them back again around Strassenfest time, so that'll be really exciting. And of course, we have DuBois County Art Guild and our juried exhibit. So we've got those staples, and then we have a lot of really neat new exhibits coming in, some that are on display now, and many more coming up. We've got a wood-fired pottery exhibit coming up, which has 7 artists from around Indiana that use a wood fire method to create their pottery, which is a little bit different than using a kiln that's an electric kiln that raises the temperature. They're using wood to heat their product.
Does it actually look different?
It can.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I would say that it does. It certainly has different characteristics or features that you can get out of the material. So we're very excited to have that show. It's going to have a lot of pieces in it. And the way that Emily Peak, our visual arts coordinator, is going to display them, I think, is really fascinating and interesting. I don't want to give too much away.
Sure.
But really looking forward to that show. And then we've got, I don't have them all memorized because there are so many. There are around 18 exhibits that we have throughout the year. But we have Indiana Poet Laureate Matthew Graham as part of one exhibit this summer. So that'll be really exciting. He's going to do some talks around that.
And what's really neat about this, we're talking about 18 different exhibits, whereas before it may have been 10 in a year, or
right,
because you didn't have the space.
Right.
Now you've got this awesome facility with the Tim Clark Cultural Center.
Yeah, we went from one gallery space of about 2,000 square feet on the floor, less space on the walls because we had doors into the auditorium, doors into the led outside, doors to a kitchen, to a closet. At the Cultural Center, we've gone now from one gallery space to 3, all of about equal size. We've tripled our square footage to display artwork, but then we've got more wall space, more hanging space, because we only have 2 portions of the wall that we can't hang over, and that's the entrances into the exhibit space. So we can hang more pieces, and then the ceiling height, so floor to ceiling at the Art Center and the lobby, what formerly known as the Cramp Gallery, would have been, I think it's like 8 or 9 feet, and at the Cultural Center it's around 14 and a half. So that's where, like, the Quilters Guild, their exhibit, we had quilts hanging from the beams, which just put them in a totally different perspective, which is really neat.
Well, you mentioned the perspective. It's a whole different feel.
Yeah.
These galleries have a different kind of ambiance or atmosphere. You feel like you're in a gallery.
Yeah. It's really great, too, because we've got these beautiful wood floors, and then we've got these steel beams up top, and then the roof decking, which is another beautiful wood product above that. So you've got this nice call back to the industry of the area, whereas before the space was a nice space. You had carpeting and you had some nice paneling, and then some of the walls were cinder block walls. So it worked really well, and like many artists or arts organizations, we made it work, and that place really shone. But I do think that the Cultural Center is a step up.
Is there admission to go to the galleries?
That's the great thing, I think, about the city's support of the arts. There's no admission to see any of these exhibits, whether it's well-known artists from the area like Amira Sheeter, or it's somebody you've never heard of before, or it's an up-and-coming artist, all the way across the board. There's no admission to come in and experience this artwork.
You just kind of come in and wander from room to room or gallery to gallery?
Absolutely, yep. And you can take as much time. There's no time limit. It's really meant to just be a space where you can go and just absorb the artwork on display.
What are the hours of the art gallery?
So right now the hours are Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., Saturday 10 to 2, and Sunday from noon to 3.
Okay, and then you just kind of come in and walk through. If you want, I guess it really depends on you on how long you want to be there.
Yeah, absolutely. And
What's the average time? Is there?
I don't know. We don't follow people around with stopwatches, so it's
well, that's
tough.
good to know.
And the thing too is what's great about having 3 exhibits is that you come in maybe because you know Myra's work and you want to see her work on display, and you discover something new because you're just, well, I'm here, I'm going to walk through this one, and you find something new that you hadn't seen before, and that's always really neat. And then I'll add too, as far as the hours go, the first Thursday of every month, we have an event, a reception, where the exhibits are actually open until 7 o'clock. And then there's food that's there. We've been partnering with local restaurants to provide food, different restaurants on different events. So there's food there. Typically, we try to have a cash bar there as well. So we have some of that later evening opportunity as well. That's the first Thursday of every month.
Okay, and the art gallery changes all the time.
It's every 6 to 7 weeks at the moment. We are looking at possibly extending a lot of times we end up extending the exhibits anyway. So we're looking at that schedule. But right now it's about every 6 to 7 weeks.
So if somebody wants to know, say, what's coming up in a week or maybe what's going to be in July, how can they do that?
So they can go to our website. Our website's the best place to find all that information. It's jasperarts.org. And then there's a section on the exhibits. I think it's listed as galleries right now. And we've got everything that we know we have planned and the dates all listed out through the year. There's information on the artists. There's links to their websites on there as well. So there's a lot there that you can take in before you even come to the facility. They can also stop by the facility and they can pick up one of our gallery cards. Okay. We've got one that has the entire year on it of exhibits. And then we always have individual cards for the exhibits that are on display. And then the other thing that I'll add is that you can actually sign up to have these mailed to you. So you can get it in your mailbox. You don't have to go anywhere or do anything. We'll just mail these to you when they become available. And you just have to let somebody at the front desk know.
Okay, now let's switch gears a little bit. That's the visual arts. Okay. You have a really cool show. Cool in that it's very funny.
Yes.
Southern Fried Chicks is going to be performing at the Astra.
Yeah, so Southern Fried Chicks is a group of female comedians who, a lot of the comedy is centered around, well, the headliner is a comedian who goes by Etta May. And Etta May is a character who finds herself in a lot of fish out of water type of scenarios. Situations where somehow she stumbles into these situations or finds these, and they're very humorous based on her perspective on the world and her views on the world. And they're very funny. They had a very popular CMT special for a while, and then they went on tour. And so it's 3 women, one of whom is Etta May, that do they each do a stand-up set, and then the next one comes on, and the next one. So it'll be a night of comedy, a little more than an hour maybe of that, but it should be a very funny night. If
somebody wants tickets for that, are they available, and how do they get them?
They are available. They're available on our website, jasperarts.org/tickets. The tickets are $25 for adults, and we couldn't do this show. We're very thankful for the support of German American Bank, who lent their support for that performance.
And again, this is at the Astra, not at the auditorium.
Correct.
Which is a little different. Don't go to the Astra's website, you go to Jasper Arts' website, because you're leasing that space from them.
Correct.
It's going to be fun to have comedians, especially after the past 2 years that we've gone through, to just have a night of laughter.
Yeah. And we always try to have, the last few years we've always, well, not counting the years we had nothing, we always try to have something in that vein as far as comedy goes to try to lighten things up.
All right. Well, Kyle, thank you very much for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
Jasper Arts, make art part of your life. Remember, there are always exhibits at the exhibit hall, the galleries, at the Art Center, which is part of the 10 Clark Cultural Center. The library is on the southern side and the art center's on the north side, I guess you could say. Parking, by the way, if you're wondering, is best in the back.
In the back.
That's the easiest way to access. So stop by and look at the items that they have there in the gallery. Kyle, thank you for being our guest.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for watching 18 WJTS. We are local people watching local people.